Somewhere in the world, there is a person whose job is to look after a rectangle piece of grass. Not a football pitch, not a golf course, 22 yards of grass. And depending on how they do their job, they could influence an international cricket match. Which raises an interesting question. How much responsibility can one person have for a patch of lawn? Welcome back to This Is Someone's Job, a show about the strangest ways people make a living. This is a special episode recorded while I'm at the cricket, because while thousands of people are watching the players, someone else spent days, weeks and sometimes months preparing this stage. A pitch curator is responsible for preparing and maintaining the playing surface used in cricket. Which sounds simple, until you discover that professional cricketers spend an extraordinary amount of time talking about grass. Too dry, too green, too flat, too much bounce, not enough bounce. At some point, a group of adults are analysing a lawn with the seriousness usually reserved for international diplomacy. How does this even exist? The pitch isn't just grass, it's part of the game. A fast bowler wants one thing, a spin bowler wants another. Batsman wants something completely different, which means the creator's job is a bit like being asked to prepare dinner for a table where every guest wants a different meal. Now, a typical day might involve some mowing, rolling, getting the hose pipe out and doing some watering, then checking the moisture levels, studying the weather forecast and making tiny adjustments that most spectators will never notice. Meanwhile, thousands of people in the stands will confidently explain exactly what you should have done differently. And here's the truly strange part. If nobody notices the pitch, you've probably done your job perfectly. But if something goes wrong, suddenly everybody knows your name. Imagine spending a week preparing something, then watching television commentators spend 5 days criticising it. I imagine pitch curators walk past ordinary lawns and judge them, not out loud, just quietly, looking at a neighbour's garden thinking, too much moisture. It's probably impossible to switch off. In reality, pitch preparation requires an enormous amount of skill. Knowledge of soil, understanding weather, grass management, the ground conditions, and understanding how all of these things interact. So while most of us are just trying to keep our lawns alive, someone else is preparing a surface that could decide an international sporting event. And if you're wondering whether a cricket curator can really make that much difference, there's a brilliant story from South Africa. In 2000, New Zealand were touring South Africa for a test match at the Wanderers Stadium. The weather was awful. Days of rain, bit like we get in the UK. The sort of rain that makes you look out the window and immediately cancel your plans. The pitch curator, Chris Scott, and his ground staff refused to give up. Every time the rain stopped, they ran into the field. Drying, rolling, working around the clock, using whatever they could find. Hairdryers, even bigger hairdryers, air blowers, everything that might help save the game, which means somewhere in cricket history there was a professional groundsman standing in a rainstorm thinking, bring me more hairdryers. Against all odds, they managed to get the ground ready for play. The match itself was heavily disrupted by more rain and eventually finished as a draw. Nobody scored a century. Nobody took a remarkable number of wickets. So when it came time to award the man of the match, something extraordinary happened. The award didn't go to a player. It went to Chris Scott, the pitch curator. To this day, he's believed to be the only groundsman ever to receive a man of the match award in international cricket. Which means somewhere in the record books, a man whose job was looking after a patch of grass outperformed every professional cricketer on the field. And honestly, that's one of my favourite job stories I've ever come across. And that's the thing, no matter how strange a job sounds, there's probably someone out there doing it, getting paid, paying taxes, explaining it to their family at dinner. Maybe every strange profession starts the same way. Someone caring about something slightly more than everyone else. Until eventually, the world decides, fine, we'll pay for it. And tomorrow, while most of us are simply watching the cricket, someone, somewhere, will be worrying about a patch of grass. Thank you for listening to This Is Someone's Job.